Hey everybody, Grayson here from PokeProfit. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Sword and Shield era booster boxes. Some massive milestones in the Sword and Shield era were hit this week, and I want to cover those. Before we get into that though, we're going to start in TCG Quant, and one thing from yesterday when we covered the UPC is I said that a couple might turn into buy setups, some might move down, but the Greninja EX has moved into a buy setup. I still don't think it's the best place to put your money. It's kind of a short-term play. Long-term, I mean, you never know. It's something where there wasn't a crazy large print run, but when you consider the promos and the actual packs inside, probably something that I would stay away from. But I did want to point that out since that has updated. But today we're going to be talking mainly about the Sword and Shield era, and we're actually going to go in reverse this week. We're going to start with Silver Tempest. And the reason for this, on TCG Player, this box is now going for around $537. You can see right now it's updated to $538.50. That's a huge milestone for Silver Tempest. Now pushing through 500. This is definitely an all-time high. When I did the spreadsheet update today, Silver Tempest was actually the best-selling booster box from the Sword and Shield era, a little bit over 3 boxes per day. And supply across the era is coming down, but it's good to see a set like Silver Tempest starting to run a little bit. It gives me hope for Brilliant Stars, for Chilling Reign, of course. You guys know I still have fairly heavy bags in Chilling Reign, and even some of these other sets like Battle Styles, which is currently $273. Hopefully that will begin moving sooner rather than later. Now, I don't think Silver Tempest is going to go crazy anytime soon, but there have been a few high sales on TCG Player over the past 48 hours. You can see from yesterday, 2 sales, $620 and $615. Before that, a sale at $600, another one at $600 more or less. When you look on eBay, there are still lots of boxes listed in the $500 to $550 range. We're talking about 8 to 9 cases worth of loose boxes. And again, they're selling about 3 per day. So it's not like they're going insane and we're seeing 6, 8, 10 boxes moving per day. But overall, Silver Tempest, it's still a really strong long-term hold. In my opinion, the LTS, according to TCG Quant, 5 out of 10. I think you can make an argument maybe it's a little bit higher than that. Again, we're probably going to adjust the destruction momentum for Sword and Shield era sets in the future, but it's still a pretty solid set overall. If you have this, I would recommend holding it. I still have, I want to say, all 9 of my booster boxes. The Lugia has performed very well in Q1, now pushing to Q2. It's going for a little bit less than $500 now. Pop Report, 24.2K, more or less. If we want to open this on TCG Player and just take a look of how it's been doing as of late, you can see over the past 90 days, it's up 38.45%. If we want to do a 6-month chart, it's up a little bit over 30%. And yeah, I mean, not too much to say here. It's a great alt art from the Sword and Shield era, probably one of my favorites. So I understand why people want to buy Silver Tempest. The other thing too, when you look at Silver Tempest, this is kind of why I want to go in reverse order today. When you look at a set like Silver Tempest, Lost Origin, Astral Radiance, Brilliant Stars, these are trainer gallery sets. Even though they're newer sets from the Sword and Shield era, you are probably going to have a little bit more enjoyable of a time opening a set like this. And another thing too that I want to bring to your guys' attention, if we go look at the top 100 cards currently, there are some cards in Silver Tempest. And again, if you guys remember last week, we talked about Crown Zenith and how some of those yellow border cards, in my opinion, might still be a little bit undervalued. And if you threw them into an SV era set or a Mega Block set, you put a silver border on them, called them an illustration rare, they would be double the price. It's same thing, in my opinion, with Silver Tempest. If we want to look at this Milotic, for example, $10 currently. You don't think that if you threw this into Shrouded Fable and it had a silver border on it, that it wouldn't be $20, $30, right? Like, that's a solid one. This Guard of War right now is sub $10, $8.53. You throw a silver border on that, I mean, it should be $40, right? In any set. This Altaria, $7.60, another solid artwork. And I understand there's a lot of these out there. They were, $1 cards, $2 cards for a fairly long period of time, but still, when you look at a lot of illustration rares from SV era, fairly high pops as well. I don't think there's any reason for these to be this cheap, but if you disagree, obviously let me know in the comments down below. I think that's all I really wanted to touch on for Silver Tempest. We can move on to Lost Origin, which is another set that I find quite interesting right now. Reason being, and you can see this, the box price has dropped a fair amount according to TCG Player over the past week. We're up to around $830. Now we're sitting around $770. There were, I think, some lower sales that, yeah, you can see here, $15. A little bit of manipulation going on here. When I looked at this today on eBay, there were only 2 listings that both had 1 box, so 2 total boxes listed below $800. Lost Origin is well on its way to being a $900 booster box and eventually $1,000. I mean, just looking at sales on TCG Player, we did have one there earlier in the month. You have a lot of sales still over $800, some pushing towards $850. It really only is a matter of time. Lost Origin, again, a really, really strong set. Top 10 value over $1,500. Total set value pushing towards $2K. You have the Guillotine up top, the Aerodactyl over $200. I do think that's a big deal as well. Pikachu V sneakily sneaked up to $130 US. You guys that have been around for at least a couple years at this point, you'd remember this was a $20, $30 card all day long. So seeing some of these prices, if you've been around a very long time, it still might be a little bit difficult to comprehend at times, but this is the market we are in. Either way, Lost Origin, still strong hold, in my opinion, if you have the booster boxes, if you have booster bundles, even if you have ancillary products like build and battle kits or stadiums, just having those packs, I think, are a decent hold at this point. Astral Radiance, this is another massive milestone, right? We're back over $400. Obviously, Astral's eclipsed this point before, even last year, but it's great to see, this was a box that a few months ago was back down around $330, right? We had sales in that range, even a little bit cheaper, I think down to $315. So the fact that we're seeing multiple sales now pushing $400, in my opinion, it's a good sign. Also on eBay, when we look at this box, it's never been one that sells at an incredible rate, right? We're talking about maybe a box per day, but there were multiple weeks where we weren't even at 1 box per day buy it now sales. The past couple weeks now, we're back over 1. So it's a good sign, in my opinion. I'm not telling you to go out and buy Astral. I think there's way better opportunities in the Sword and Shield era. But if you own Astral, it's a good sign, right? And should you hold it? Maybe, if you believe there's going to be more of a Sword and Shield pump this year. I did sell most of my Astral a little bit earlier in the year. So for me, it wasn't worth holding on to, but you might think differently. Brilliant Stars, this has been over $600 for a while, so I'm not going to call that a milestone, but it's continuing to just trickle upwards a few cents every single week. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you'd know I have fairly heavy bags in Brilliant Stars. When I started out investing, I really loved that there was a lot of depth in Brilliant. Unfortunately, the depth element to the set hasn't played as large of a role as I hoped it would when I initially started investing, but you still have some really strong cards in the set, like the Charizard V. You have that Umbreon VMAX Trainer Gallery card. Beautiful card, by the way, which is now over $100. I'm not sure that's ever happened before. Mimikyu, sitting around $86, very expensive. Sylveon's over $80 now. The Rainbow Zard has always been in like the 50 to 60 range. It's now pushing towards 80. Sylveon VMAX, that's almost an $80 card as well. So over the past few months, you've quietly seen the supporting cast of Brilliant Stars gain in value, and that's caused the top 10 to now be over $1,000. Total set value, $1,600. And just to give you guys a sneak peek into the set outside the top 10, I'm sure some of you guys have seen the Umbreon V as well, Mimikyu VMAX, the Arceus V, the Charizard V. Outside of that, you have some great yellow border cards, Vaporeon, Flareon, Eevee. I mean, these were like $2 to $5 cards for a very long period of time. A Pikachu Full Art, that's $30 now. They used to be a couple bucks. You have these gold birds in here, Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres. You have an Arceus V-Star gold card, a Jolteon yellow border, the Luminion V. This is a really great alt art in my opinion. Obviously, we can't forget about the Zekrom that went on a massive run last year when Black Bolt and White Flare were announced. So incredibly deep set. I mean, we're looking at a total of 30 cards currently over $10. And then if we want to look at cards over $5, you'd have to go all the way down to number 43, right? 43 cards over $5 in a set. That is respectable. So I'm still very bullish on Brilliant Stars. I don't think it's the best investment anymore. I think on the next leg up, I'll probably take profits on some of my boxes that I bought at MSRP. But if you own Brilliant Stars, I wouldn't worry about it, especially if you have the booster boxes. They are a hold, in my opinion. Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies, these are obviously the heavy hitters of the era. Not too much to say in terms of sales volume. Couple boxes doing their thing. It's good to see, I guess. They're moving in the right direction. It really only is going to be a matter of time before Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies pop off. You can see here Fusion, still a really strong long-term hold. Makes complete sense to me. And same thing with Evolving Skies, which just has an absolute cracked top 10 value, $5,600. Total set value now over 7,000. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this content, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to check out TCG Quant, Austin's going to be pushing an update tonight. So anybody who signs up for a free account, you're going to be upgraded to premium for 3 days. If you guys already have a free account, those will be upgraded as well later tonight. With the TCG Mayhem sale coming on Friday, our thought was you guys could jump in there, test out all the tools, inform your buying decisions. And then if you want to stay on, obviously you could upgrade after that or jump back down to the free version. Absolutely fine. But we're going to be throwing that in there for everyone. And moving forward, there will, of course, be a 3-day free trial. So if you want to hop in there, that will be the place to be. It'll be linked in the description down below. Moving on, we'll get to Chilling Reign, which really not too much to say here. Chilling doing its thing as well. I still feel that Chilling is undervalued. If we come into Quant and we look at top 10 value, currently it is almost $1,200, which I think silver right now is sitting around $930. Total set value is obviously a lot higher. And I understand the things we talked about, the opening experience. It does matter to a lot of people. Also, the top chase being a Blaziken, probably not a fan favorite Pokemon, especially compared to a Lugia, but still a beautiful card. The Moltres, I love that as well. The Snorlax, some people enjoy it. That's up to $126, by the way. That's definitely been on the move. Same thing with the Zeraora V, now being about a $90 card. The Galarian Slowpoke getting close to 90 as well. I think there's been a couple times where like the Shadow Rider Calyrex, which is currently about $70. I want to say at one point that was up to like $110. It had a massive pump, but still a lot of these in the $40, $50, $60 range. If we look at the top 100 cards and we scroll up a little bit, I mean, even everything from numbers 11 to 20, we're talking about cards over $15. If we go down a little bit further, we'll find that there are 32 cards over $10 currently. That's quite a deep set. And being that's a set with a ton of rainbow cards, if those ever come back into fashion, we could definitely see a pump on Chilling Reign. A few more sets here. Battle Styles. You guys know I'm not really a huge fan of Battle Styles. I apologize if that offends anyone, but it's not something I'm going to be investing in. Sure, the Tyranitar, $260, $265. It's a great artwork, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, it's still Tyranitar. It's going to be difficult for that type of chase to compete with the Gengars, the Umbreons, the Lugias, and the Giratinas of the era. And then also, the supporting cast is just not strong. You have an Urshifu at about $70, the Empoleon V, $65 right now. You have another Urshifu, the Mimikyu. It's cool, but again, it's just a full art, so not too much going on with Battle Styles. In terms of sales volume, couple boxes moving per day. It's really not worth bringing up any more than that. Now, the final 4 sets, we're going to go through this kind of rapid fire. Vivid Voltage, $300 currently on TCG Player. That is a milestone as well. I think maybe at release during COVID, Vivid had pushed $300, but this is the first time since it crashed and burned that's back to this point. So I do think that's a big deal. It's just been quietly running up over the past 6 months. There is still a decent amount of supply out there. When we look at sales volume, maybe a couple boxes moving per day. I am curious too what the Pikachu is going for. It looks like $202 currently. You have another Pikachu full art, $40-ish. I know a lot of people were quite high on the Rayquaza. I can't remember exactly what amazing rare is that the term for it, but when you look at top 10 value, 56% of it right now is in the Chonkachu. So not too much going on with Vivid, but it's still moving up in price. Darkness, $345. I mean, we're getting close to $350 now. It's well on its way to being $400 by the end of the year. And obviously, Rebel Clash, you guys know, terrible investment, not a set for me, but at the same time, this is now pushing $500, guys. This was a box nobody wanted. Sales volume is terrible, but fairly small print run, didn't get reprinted, $500 all day long. And the final box of the video, Sword and Shield base, this is sitting around $678. There were actually 0 buy it now sales over the past 7 days on eBay, North America, for Sword and Shield base. This was the second update in a row where I've actually tracked an item where in the measured period, there were 0 buy it now sales. Yesterday, that was the Hidden Fates UPC. Today, it was the Sword and Shield base booster box. But similar to Rebel Clash, you didn't have a crazy print run on this, no crazy reprint, not a lot of boxes out there. So even though they might only sell once or twice per week, they are continuing to just slowly move up in price. I still don't think it's a great place to put your money, though. You know, when we look at the set, there really isn't anything too desirable in here. Sure, you could argue Snorlax, popular character. The rainbow card's going for about $90. The non-rainbow version, $61. You have a Marnie in there. Some people like Marnie, but just not a ton of value in Sword and Shield base. But that's really all I wanted to get to in this video. Overall, Sword and Shield, it's doing its thing. I do think the big winner, though, of this week is, of course, Silver Tempest. Again, if you guys want to check out TCG Quant, it'll be linked in the description down below. Tomorrow, we'll be back with a live stream. We'll have a guest from Collector Crip here. We'll ask them some questions about their business. Should be a fun time. Until then, thank you so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.